Good morning. This is a presentation being delivered by myself, Amber Harding, and is delving into the effects of climate change on what I believe to be one of the most important determinants of health. It's a beautiful and utterly essential process that most of us are lucky enough to obtain each night, and that is sleep. But it's not that important, right? Wrong. Adequate sleep has been shown to increase your body's ability to create immune cells and associated antibodies and to create a better response to vaccinations. It helps increase information retention, aids memory formation, and dreaming helps to deal with horrific experiences, reducing the risk of psychological trauma later down the line. But, more importantly, a lack of sleep is linked to depression, severe mood swings, high blood pressure, and increased risk of CVD. There's a link to obesity because it affects your food choices and hormones and can hinder recovery from sports or trauma. It is the underlying factor to so many of the health conditions that people end up in hospital or clinics to be treated for. And its relationship with temperature is as follows. Your core body temperature needs to drop by around 1 degree before it can reach non-REM sleep. To do this, your body first diverts blood to the periphery, increasing skin temperature but getting rid of any excess heat. In order to help reach and maintain the body's sleep temperature, researchers suggested the optimal room temperature to be between 16 and 19 degrees. So temperatures too high can cause difficulty initiating sleep, partially due to the hindrance of the cold-induced melatonin rise that needs to first occur. Once asleep, if thermoregulatory mechanisms such as sweating need to kick in, sleep is further disrupted. And therefore, if your sleep's broken, the benefits of sufficient sleep aren't reaped and the numerous effects of sleep deprivation take their place. But before we go further with sleep, let's look at climate change. The general temperatures within the UK have been rising by 1/4 of a degree per decade and are projected to increase by 2 to 5 degrees by 2080. The occurrence of heat waves and hot nights are increasing, and the occurrence of floods and natural disasters are increasing around coastal and river areas. So hotter nights means less sleep. Numerous results coincide with those in Rifkin et al.'s systematic review to show that there is a very strong correlation between increased nighttime temperatures and reduced total sleep time. And further results have found a relationship with worsened obstructive sleep apnea severity and these detrimental higher temperatures. And furthermore, amongst the threat of flooding and weather extremities, people's minds will be rightly plagued with fear and anxiety of their properties or family. And these worry-laden minds then run the risk of stress-induced insomnia. And this assumption has again been backed up by multiple studies, including an example here of Chinese men having increased rates of insomnia during times of flooding. To conclude, sleep is an important health contributor that is all too often overlooked in the medical industry. Climate change is already and will only continue to disrupt sleep, especially in more heat-vulnerable populations such as the overweight and elderly. Cooling devices can of course be used, but not everybody has the luxury to do so, let alone move house from a high-risk area of natural disasters. Thank you very much for listening, and I can only say that I'm sorry for not being able to expand on such a large topic, but I hope I've at least provided an introduction to a field that I do feel very strongly about. If you have any questions, please do ask, and as a final reminder, global warming is a selfish and largely man-made crisis that needs a selfless and collected action to stop further damage. Thanks.